Why do most morning routines fail within days, despite genuine commitment, while some people maintain consistent morning practices for years, creating compound transformation? You know that moment when you design ambitious morning routine, including meditation, journaling, reading, exercise planning, to wake at 5 a.m., executing everything perfectly. Then reality hits, and within 3 days, you've abandoned entire routine because it feels overwhelming and unsustainable, returning to chaotic default mornings. 2 years before dying in 1645, Musashi retreated to Reigandō cave with singular purpose, capturing the systematic methods that produced his legendary undefeated combat record spanning over 60 duels. The Go Rin No Sho he completed between 1643 and 1645 reveals something unexpected about his morning approach. Tiny practices taking seconds rather than elaborate hour-long routines, sustainable through minimal activation energy rather than exceptional daily discipline. Where modern culture promotes ambitious multi-hour morning sequences, Musashi documented micro-habits requiring 30 seconds to 3 minutes each. Practices so simple they execute automatically even when exhausted, yet producing profound transformation through decades of unwavering consistency. The 7 micro-habits I'm breaking down in this video are extracted from Musashi's documented practices and samurai training methods, each taking under 5 minutes, requiring zero willpower, creating compound benefits through consistency. Not comprehensive morning routines demanding hour-long commitment. Tiny practices so easy they're impossible to skip, creating daily consistency that produces transformation through accumulated repetition over months and years. Understanding this framework earlier would have prevented decades of failed ambitious routines followed by guilt and abandonment rather than sustainable simple practices creating reliable progress. I'm organizing these 7 micro-habits into 3 categories. Foundation anchors establishing morning baseline, momentum builders creating psychological flow, and preparation rituals setting day's trajectory. This structure matters because attempting momentum builders without foundation anchors means starting complex practices when barely conscious, producing failure, and attempting preparation without momentum means planning when energy and clarity haven't established, creating poor strategic thinking. Let's start with foundation anchors. Foundation anchors. Habit 1, immediate bed making. First micro-habit is immediate bed making upon standing, requiring 30 seconds, completing first action before any delay or negotiation. Stand from bed. Immediately pull covers smooth. Arrange pillows properly. Immediate bed making creates instant completion momentum by providing first action success within 30 seconds of waking, establishing psychological pattern. I wake and execute immediately. That carries through entire morning. Most people wake and delay first action, checking phone, sitting idly, or starting activities that lead nowhere, producing morning beginning with scattered, unfocused behavior, setting poor trajectory. 30-second bed making creates immediate, tangible completion, proving to yourself that you execute intentions, establishing action orientation rather than passive, reactive state. Why bed making specifically rather than other tiny actions becomes clear examining visibility, simplicity, and completion satisfaction dynamics. Bed making is visible. You see unmade bed immediately upon standing, creating obvious trigger, and completed bed provides visual proof of completion, creating satisfaction. Bed making is simple, requires zero decisions about what to do or how to do it. Literally pull covers smooth, taking 30 seconds. Bed making creates completion. Unlike many morning activities that continue indefinitely, bed making has clear completion point, providing psychological closure and accomplishment feeling. Research confirms completing small tasks early in day produces momentum effect, making subsequent tasks feel more achievable through established action pattern. Consider typical morning waking. Sitting on bed edge, checking phone for 20 minutes, finally standing, but feeling scattered, unsure what to do first, creating paralysis where morning drifts without focus. No completion occurs, no momentum establishes, day begins poorly. Now consider waking, immediately standing, and making bed taking 30 seconds, seeing completed bed providing instant accomplishment feeling. First action complete within 30 seconds, establishing pattern, you wake and execute immediately, creating momentum carrying forward. Same person, dramatically different morning trajectory through single 30-second micro-habit, providing instant completion and action establishment. Examine your typical morning first 5 minutes honestly. After alarm sounds, what's your first completed action, providing tangible accomplishment and visible proof of execution? Most people discover they have no completed actions early morning. They check phone, sit idly, or start activities not finishing anything, creating scattered start without momentum or completion satisfaction. This absence of early completion explains morning difficulty gaining traction. Single 30-second bed-making micro-habit solves this completely. Implementation requires zero preparation, just immediate execution upon standing from bed. When alarm sounds or you wake naturally, stand immediately, and before doing anything else, make bed. Pull covers smooth, straighten sheets, arrange pillows properly. This takes literally 30 seconds maximum. Do not check phone first. Do not use bathroom first. Do not do anything before bed making. Completes establishing it as automatic first action. Track daily completion marking calendar each morning. You execute immediately upon standing. After 14 consecutive days, bed making becomes automatic habit, executing without conscious decision, proving micro-habit sustainability through minimal effort, creating reliable consistency, impossible with elaborate practices. Bed making creates instant completion, but physical body remains in partial sleep state, requiring deliberate activation before complex activities execute effectively. Second habit solves this. Habit 2. 60-second movement, burst. Second micro-habit is 60-second movement, burst forcing immediate physical activation, breaking sleep state. Execute simple movement sequence, jumping jacks, bodyweight squats, arm circles, for exactly 60 seconds. Movement burst creates physical activation by forcing cardiovascular increase and muscle engagement, signaling body that sleep period has ended and active period has begun. Most people transition gradually from sleep to wake over 30 to 90 minutes, allowing physical grogginess to persist, creating morning where you feel tired and slow despite adequate sleep. 60-second movement burst accelerates this transition dramatically, forcing physical systems to activate immediately, producing alert state within minutes rather than hours, making morning activities feel easier and more engaging. Why 60-second burst rather than longer exercise becomes clear examining activation threshold and sustainability requirements. Activation requires exceeding minimum intensity threshold, triggering cardiovascular and neurological response. 60 seconds of genuine movement achieves this, creating full activation. However, longer duration increases effort requirement, reducing consistency because some mornings you lack time or energy for extended exercise, but can always execute 60 seconds. Additionally, 60 seconds is psychologically non-threatening. You can do anything for 60 seconds even when exhausted, making execution automatic rather than requiring motivation or negotiation. Consider typical morning, moving slowly from bed to bathroom to kitchen, gradually waking over 45 minutes, feeling groggy and slow despite having been awake substantial time. Physical systems haven't activated fully, leaving you in partial sleep state, making all activities feel difficult, requiring extra effort. Now consider morning, executing 60-second movement burst immediately after bed making. 30 jumping jacks taking exactly 60 seconds, forcing heart rate increase and full body engagement. After 60 seconds, you notice genuine alertness and energy that didn't exist moment before. Physical activation occurred through deliberate stimulus rather than gradual passive awakening, creating immediate capability for morning activities. Implementation requires selecting simple movement, requiring zero equipment or preparation executable anywhere. Ideal movements: jumping jacks, full body engagement and cardiovascular stimulus, body weight squats, leg engagement and balance requirement. Arm circles combined with body twists, upper body and core activation. Choose single movement or simple sequence you can execute automatically without thinking. When bed making completes, immediately begin 60-second movement burst. Count repetitions or watch timer, ensuring full 60 seconds of actual movement, not rest. Genuine effort matters. Movement should elevate heart rate noticeably, but doesn't require maximum intensity. Track daily completion and note subjective alertness at 5 minutes after wake, comparing days with movement burst versus days without, proving activation value through felt difference. Movement burst activates body physically, but without hydration, physiological systems remain sluggish, despite movement creating suboptimal function throughout morning. Third habit solves this. Habit 3, immediate hydration. Third microhabit is immediate hydration, consuming full water glass within 90 seconds of completing movement burst. Position water night before. Drink entire glass immediately upon completing movement. Immediate hydration creates optimal physiological function by addressing overnight dehydration that impairs cognitive performance, mood and energy regardless of sleep quality. During 8-hour sleep, you lose substantial water through breathing and minimal sweating, creating dehydrated state upon waking that most people ignore for hours while consuming coffee that worsens dehydration. This produces morning grogginess, difficulty concentrating and low energy, blamed on inadequate sleep, when actual problem is simple dehydration, easily resolved through immediate water consumption. Why immediate consumption rather than casual drinking throughout morning becomes clear examining dehydration recovery timing and habit formation requirements. Dehydration recovery takes 20 to 30 minutes after water consumption. Waiting until mid-morning to drink means functioning in dehydrated state throughout most productive morning hours. Immediate consumption upon waking begins recovery, instantly maximizing morning cognitive function. Additionally, immediate consumption creates automatic habit through consistent timing and trigger. Movement burst completes triggering hydration automatically, while casual drinking throughout morning lacks consistent trigger, allowing days passing without adequate hydration. Consider typical morning waking dehydrated from overnight water loss. Consuming coffee, which is diuretic, worsening dehydration. Wondering why you feel groggy and unfocused throughout morning despite adequate sleep and coffee. Dehydration impairs function, but you don't recognize cause because gradual worsening is invisible. Now consider morning consuming full water glass immediately after movement burst, rehydrating body before any other activity. Within 20 minutes, cognitive function sharpens, energy increases, mood improves noticeably without any other changes. Same person, dramatically different morning function through simple hydration, addressing overlooked physiological requirement. Track your actual morning water consumption honestly. How much water do you consume in first hour after waking before any coffee or food? And what exact time does that consumption occur? Most people discover they consume zero water early morning. They start with coffee or skip fluids entirely, remaining dehydrated through most productive morning hours, explaining persistent grogginess, blamed on insufficient sleep, when actual cause is preventable dehydration. This oversight is completely solvable through 90-second micro-habit. Implementation requires evening preparation, positioning full water glass on nightstand or bathroom counter, ensuring immediate availability upon waking. Use tall glass holding 16 ounces minimum. Small sips don't achieve hydration, full glass does. When movement burst completes, immediately drink entire glass without stopping, taking 60 to 90 seconds total. Don't sip gradually throughout morning. Consume full amount immediately, beginning hydration recovery instantly. Room temperature water is fine, cold water is acceptable, adding lemon slice is optional but unnecessary. Track daily completion and note cognitive clarity and energy at 30 minutes after wake, comparing hydrated mornings versus typical mornings, proving hydration impact through experience difference in function quality. Immediate hydration optimizes physiology. But even with activated, hydrated body, lack of psychological momentum creates morning feeling sluggish mentally despite physical readiness. Let's shift to momentum builders. Momentum builders. Habit 4. 3-minute priority capture. Fourth micro habit is 3-minute priority capture, writing today's single most important outcome with specific completion criterion. Open notebook, write one outcome, specify completion criterion clearly. Priority capture creates execution focus by establishing explicit single target, preventing morning drift across multiple activities without clear purpose. Most people begin day without predetermined priority, allowing reactive behavior, responding to messages, handling whatever appears urgent, completing easy tasks, producing busy mornings with minimal strategic progress. 3-minute capture forces explicit priority decision, establishing clear target that guides all morning activities, creating focused execution rather than scattered busy work. Why single priority rather than full task list becomes clear, examining decision burden and commitment psychology. Multiple priorities create continuous negotiation, which deserves attention now. Is this more important than that? Consuming willpower through repeated decisions and allowing avoidance of difficult tasks through rationalization that easier tasks are also priorities. Single priority eliminates negotiation. This is today's most important outcome period, creating committed focus without decision burden. Additionally, single priority is psychologically achievable. You can complete one thing today even when busy, while multiple priorities feel overwhelming, potentially triggering avoidance and paralysis. Consider typical morning checking messages and notifications, responding to whatever seems urgent, then working on project briefly before switching to different task, handling various activities but reaching evening without completing anything significant, wondering where day went despite constant activity. Lack of predetermined priority allowed reactive drift, consuming time without strategic accomplishment. Now consider morning, beginning with 3-minute priority capture. Today's most important outcome, complete Project X, deliverable section 3, delivering minimum 1,500 words with 3 supporting examples by 5 p.m. Clear, single target established. Morning activities organize around that priority. Communications handled briefly, other tasks deferred, focus maintained on priority until completion. Evening arrives with significant accomplished outcome rather than scattered incomplete activities because explicit priority prevented drift. Implementation requires establishing priority capture immediately after hydration completes, while cognitive clarity is high from activation and hydration. Open notebook or document specifically for daily priorities, not general notes, and write today's single most important outcome using specific format. Today's most important outcome, specific result, delivering, concrete completion criterion by exact deadline. Completion criterion is critical. Vague work on project doesn't create accountability. Specific complete section 3 with 1,500 words does. Keep capture to 3 minutes maximum, preventing overthinking. You're not planning entire day, just capturing single priority. Position notebook prominently on desk, ensuring visibility throughout morning, reminding you of priority, preventing drift. Track whether days with captured priority produce substantially more strategic accomplishment than days without explicit priority, proving focus value through demonstrated results. Priority capture establishes focus. But without acknowledging recent progress, you feel perpetually behind, creating negative emotional state, sabotaging motivation. Fifth habit solves this. Habit 5. 2-minute win recognition. Fifth micro habit is 2-minute win recognition, explicitly noting 3 recent accomplishments, creating positive psychological state. Review past 7 days. Identify 3 completed outcomes. Write brief description each. Win recognition creates positive momentum by training attention toward accomplishments and progress rather than deficits and remaining work. Most people operate from deficit mindset, automatically scanning for problems, incomplete tasks, and failures, creating perpetual sense of being behind and inadequate despite substantial actual progress. This deficit focus produces negative emotional state, sabotaging morning motivation, making activities feel like struggling uphill rather than building on established progress. 2-minute win recognition forces explicit acknowledgement of recent accomplishments, training attention toward progress, creating psychological state, recognizing you're advancing, not failing. Why explicit writing rather than casual mental review becomes clear, examining attention patterns and motivation mechanisms. Mental review of wins allows automatic filtering where you remember wins vaguely, but spend more time thinking about remaining work and problems because threat detection bias makes problems more attention-capturing than accomplishments. Written articulation forces explicit acknowledgement. You must write specific wins, preventing vague dismissal, creating concrete record proving progress existed. Additionally, written wins provide reference for future mornings when motivation is low, allowing you to review evidence, proving you consistently accomplish things when current moment feels hopeless. Consider typical morning thinking about everything you need to accomplish today and remaining work on ongoing projects, feeling overwhelmed and inadequate despite having completed substantial work last week. Deficit focus creates heavy oppressive feeling, making morning activities feel like pushing boulder uphill rather than continuing established progress. Now consider morning taking 2 minutes to write 3 wins from past week. Monday, completed client deliverable ahead of deadline. Wednesday, resolved complex technical problem enabling team progress. Friday, received positive feedback on presentation. After writing, you notice feeling lighter and more capable. Evidence proves you accomplish difficult things consistently, making today's challenges feel surmountable rather than impossible because your continuing pattern of competence, not starting from inadequacy. Implementation requires establishing win recognition immediately after priority capture, while cognitive focus is active. Open same notebook used for priority capture, creating continuity. Write 3 recent wins from past 7 days. Don't overthink selection, just write 3 things you completed or made progress on. Format doesn't matter. Brief descriptions sufficient, like completed deliverable section 2. Maintained training 5 days. Resolved conflict with team member effectively. Wins don't need to be major accomplishments. Consistent execution on small things counts because pattern recognition matters more than magnitude. Some days finding wins feels difficult, revealing you're too focused on deficits. Force finding 3, even if they seem small, because attention training matters. Track daily completion and note whether mornings with win recognition produce more motivated, engaged feeling than mornings without, proving psychological impact through subjective state difference. Win recognition creates positive state. But without preparation for inevitable challenges, you're surprised by difficulty, creating reactive coping rather than proactive response. Let's shift to preparation rituals. Preparation rituals. Habit 6. 1-minute obstacle anticipation. Sixth micro-habit is 1-minute obstacle anticipation, identifying single likely challenge today and predetermined response. Consider today's priority and activities. Identify one probable obstacle, write specific response plan. Obstacle anticipation creates proactive readiness by predetermining response to likely challenges, preventing reactive scrambling when difficulty appears. Most people assume day will proceed smoothly, then react with surprise and stress when problems appear, which they always do, creating reactive coping, consuming energy and producing poor decisions. 1-minute anticipation identifies likely obstacle and creates response plan before it appears, making you prepared rather than surprised, allowing calm, effective handling instead of stressed, reactive coping. Why single obstacle rather than comprehensive planning becomes clear examining time investment and preparation effectiveness. Comprehensive obstacle planning, attempting to anticipate everything, takes substantial time and is impossible because you can't predict all problems. Single obstacle focusing on most likely issue takes 1 minute, but provides substantial benefit because most days have one major challenge. If you're prepared for that, you handle day well even if small surprises appear. Additionally, single obstacle is psychologically manageable. Preparing for one thing feels achievable, while preparing for everything feels overwhelming, potentially causing avoidance of preparation entirely. Consider typical morning beginning activities, optimistically assuming smooth execution, then encountering obstacle. Meeting runs, long disrupting schedule, technical problem blocks, project work, urgent request interrupts planned activities. Reacting with stress and scrambling, attempting to handle unexpected difficulty while maintaining original plan. Reactive coping produces poor decisions and wasted energy because you're inventing response under stress rather than executing predetermined plan. Now consider morning after 1-minute obstacle anticipation. Most likely obstacle today. Morning meeting might run long, disrupting project work schedule. If this happens, communicate boundary at 45-minute mark stating hard stop, reschedule remaining discussion for afternoon, protect 9 to 11 a.m. project block by declining any attempts scheduling over it. Obstacle occurs, but you execute predetermined plan, calmly handling it effectively without stress or scrambled decisions because preparation created readiness. Implementation requires establishing obstacle anticipation immediately after win recognition, while strategic thinking is active. Review today's priority and planned activities, asking what single obstacle is most likely to interfere with execution. Common obstacles, interruptions and urgent requests, technical problems and delays, energy and motivation drops, conflicting priorities from others. Write specific if-then response plan. If specific obstacle occurs, then specific action I'll take. Keep plan concrete and actionable. Vague stay focused doesn't help. Specific decline meeting requests protecting 9 to 11 block does. 1-minute maximum investment because you're identifying single likely obstacle, not comprehensive planning. Track whether anticipated obstacles actually occur and whether predetermined response executed effectively, proving preparation value through demonstrated handling improvement when prepared versus surprised. Obstacle anticipation creates readiness. But without explicit commitment establishing today as important, you approach it casually, allowing optional effort rather than committed execution. Final habit completes preparation. Habit 7, 30-second daily commitment. Seventh micro-habit is 30-second daily commitment, explicitly stating intention to execute today's priority completely. Read priority aloud, state commitment explicitly. Close notebook declaring preparation complete. Daily commitment creates psychological obligation by transforming written priority into spoken intention, establishing accountability to yourself. Most people write plans without explicit commitment, allowing psychological wiggle room. I'll try to work on this if circumstances allow, creating optional rather than obligated status, making avoidance psychologically acceptable. 30-second spoken commitment removes wiggle room. I will complete this today, transforming priority into commitment, activating psychological mechanisms that make follow-through more likely through established obligation. Why spoken commitment rather than merely written priority becomes clear, examining commitment psychology and accountability mechanisms. Written priority remains somewhat abstract, words on paper that don't demand response, allowing psychological distance where you wrote it but didn't truly commit to it. Spoken commitment makes intention concrete through vocalization, creating multisensory experience. You hear yourself committing that produces stronger psychological binding than writing alone. Research confirms speaking intentions aloud increases follow-through substantially compared to written-only intentions because vocalization activates additional commitment mechanisms through self-perception and accountability to verbalize statement. Consider typical morning writing priority, then proceeding to activities without explicit commitment, leaving psychological uncertainty about whether you're truly obligated to complete priority or merely attempting it when convenient. This uncertainty allows avoidance and rationalization. I tried, but circumstances prevented completion, accepting failure without genuine attempt at creative problem solving. Now consider morning completing all 6 previous habits, then reading priority aloud. Today's most important outcome is completing Project X, deliverable section 3, delivering 1,500 words with 3 supporting examples by 5 p.m. I commit to executing this today. Hearing yourself state commitment creates psychological binding. You've publicly declared intention to yourself, making avoidance psychologically uncomfortable, activating commitment consistency that increases follow-through likelihood substantially. Reality check moment. Examine your typical relationship with daily plans and priorities. When you write something as priority or plan, do you genuinely feel psychologically bound to execute it completely, or does it remain somewhat optional depending on circumstances and how you feel? Most people discover their written priorities lack true commitment feeling, their aspirations, not obligations, explaining why follow-through is inconsistent. This lack of commitment is addressable through 30-second vocalization micro-habit, transforming written priority into spoken obligation. Implementation requires establishing commitment ritual as final micro-habit, completing morning preparation sequence. After completing obstacle anticipation, return to captured priority, reading it aloud, clearly and slowly, ensuring you hear and process every word. Then state explicit commitment. I commit to completing this outcome today, or I will execute this priority completely by deadline. Or keep commitment brief, 30 seconds maximum. You're not giving speech, just establishing obligation through vocalization. Close notebook or document declaring morning preparation complete. These 7 micro-habits are finished. Now execution begins. Track whether days with spoken commitment produce higher completion rates on priorities than days with written-only priorities, proving vocalization impact through demonstrated follow-through improvement. Complete micro-habit sequence. Complete morning sequence integrates all 7 micro-habits, taking total 12 to 15 minutes, creating comprehensive morning transformation through minimal practices. Upon waking, immediately make bed, 30 seconds, establishing instant completion and action pattern. Execute 60-second movement burst, 1 minute, forcing physical activation, breaking sleep state. Drink full water glass, 90 seconds, addressing dehydration and optimizing physiological function. Capture today's single priority, 3 minutes, establishing execution focus with specific completion criterion. Recognize 3 recent wins, 2 minutes, creating positive psychological momentum, training attention toward progress. Anticipate 1 likely obstacle with response plan, 1 minute, establishing proactive readiness for challenges. State explicit commitment to priority allowed, 30 seconds. Creating psychological obligation, activating accountability mechanisms. This sequence creates morning transformation through systematic micro-practices, each requiring minimal time and effort, making consistent execution sustainable indefinitely. Bed making provides instant completion and action establishment. Movement and hydration create physical activation and optimal function. Priority, capture and win recognition create mental focus and positive momentum. Obstacle anticipation and commitment create readiness and accountability. Combined effects produce morning where you're physically activated, mentally focused, psychologically positive, strategically prepared, and explicitly committed. Complete transformation, taking 12 minutes through 7 micro-habits versus elaborate routines, taking 90 minutes producing same outcomes when actually maintained, but failing consistency through unsustainable effort requirement. After 30 consecutive days executing complete sequence, most people report morning capability has transformed dramatically. Wake readiness is immediate, not gradual. Execution focus is automatic, not requiring decisions. Positive momentum is standard, not occasional. Strategic completion increases substantially. This isn't temporary improvement from novelty. It's stable capability from sustainable practices, creating reliable results through consistency impossible with elaborate, unsustainable routines requiring exceptional discipline.